Episode 2!
Episode 2!
We made it! We didn't self-implode. We had technical difficulties in episode 1. Thank you so much to Danny for being a trooper.
Yeah. Sorry about only 70% of the video getting videoed.
Yeah. We'll make it a highlight clip, except for the outro.
That'll be for our premium subscribers.
You're thinking big already.
Patreon only episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. So we got Grav here.
What up?
Evan introduced me to you guys. Yesterday, I was having a shitty day. I was having an all-around shitty day. I put on your album on Spotify, and it totally changed it. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
The way you recreated the album being a show, it's fucking the intermission.
Yeah.
Intermission was awesome.
That was all recorded outdoors.
I believe, like,
It was
very,
yeah, I felt like I was at a bar, just got done with that set, you pop out, you're trying to breathe, people are talking to you like crazy, you're like, I just gotta breathe for a second, oh shit, I'm on. Like, you captured that fantastic. That's the first time I've heard it. Where'd you guys get that idea from?
Did you come up? Did you straight come up with it?
Yeah, we wanted to do like the fake live album. And to like do it, we thought we have to have the intermission where everyone's outside mingling.
It was a bold choice.
It was awesome.
And luckily,
That's great.
the engineer and I guess producer, I'd say as well. He was down. Yeah.
Straight out of North Ridgeville, Center Ridge.
Yes.
Yep.
Who is
It's
that?
called Playroom Recording, and his name's Curtis Leonard.
All right.
And he was down. He was down for it all. Like he's like bringing his recording stuff outside to capture us talking and.
Yeah, there's live smoking out.
Yeah, live smoking too.
and it's funny. There was one moment we had to bring in one of our buddies, Eric Sieber, to fill out kind of the conversations and stuff. And he's the one that opens the door.
Yeah.
And I remember it was funny when we're recording the one that made it onto the album. He just opens it up, comes in, closes it, and then just like. The look on his face was so serious, like he was like acting, and we just kind of were. It's kind of like once he closed it, he could have stopped, but we just like sat in silence after. He just like, he was just like,
He was very serious.
Oh yeah, it was like role playing.
Cool. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. I'm Steve. I play bass.
I'm Josh. I play guitar.
I'm Josh. I play guitar.
Hey, the record is not skipping. That is actually how it is. We got two guitar players in Grav. Where'd that band name idea come from?
Are we allowed to say?
You can say
Am I allowed to ask?
Okay. Okay.
Came from a Gravity Bong, 2-liter bottle, bucket of water.
Oh, all right.
We joked about naming the band after it. Because Gravity Bong short for would be Grav, and we didn't really have a name yet, and we played this jam night, asked for a name. I just said Grav on a whim, and stuck. Still doing it.
It was great. He just said Grav, and it's like we couldn't. It's like we couldn't keep that because it's like there's so many funny things about it. It just says there's no the. It just says Grav, but it's like no one knows anything better.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Before I knew who you guys were, like. Just because of like how the name looked and what it was, I thought it was a DJ.
Really?
Like, when I saw like, Grav is playing this, like that must be some electronic music or something. But hey, you got like when I first saw you guys, like I knew you were a great guitar player. Josh Bailey, the first Josh that introduced himself. He's who I knew in this band beforehand, and. When I saw you guys, I was very thoroughly impressed, and been following you ever since that first time I saw you at the Winchester.
The Winchester, yeah. Nice.
I love that place, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a cool venue.
And you guys will be there tomorrow, is that right?
Tomorrow night,
cool.
Yeah, for Dave Ziggy's big benefit.
Cool. We're going to have Dave Ziggy on here pretty soon, too. And,
nice.
That'll be really fun.
Well, he'll be able to explain it a lot better than I'll butcher the details, but it's a super cool cause, as all of his causes are.
All week long, right?
Yeah, all week long.
And, but we don't have to get into it. It'll be over by the time this podcast comes out.
Gotcha.
When are you thinking about dropping it?
Oh, that's...
Okay.
It's ready.
Once it's ready.
We
yeah.
won't mention it. It'll be in like
Yeah.
a space and time.
Cool. We'll just
No dates.
snip a little bit. There. All right. No, yeah. Tell us about this benefit because it will have happened. It'll probably happen again next year.
Yeah. Dave's just like putting on these legendary week-long benefits. I don't know how he does it. And he's like going to work every day still, like in the morning.
Yeah.
But hosting these live stream.
And it's all people I want to have on here. Like when I saw the lineup every day, I'm like, I'm trying to get them. And, yeah.
Tons of great bands.
It's cool. It's all like original Cleveland bands.
Yeah.
You know?
So I told my brother, I ran into him yesterday, and I told him that we were having you guys on, and he's like, "Do they know that you're my brother?" So I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure you do. Among the Willows.
Yeah.
Two of those guys are my brothers.
Do not
You
not
know
such
what?
an obvious
You're a
resemblance.
That's
I'm a
what
sure.
yeah. They I had my birthday party at our house. We all lived together, and they played in the basement.
Oh, awesome.
They played great. It was fucking awesome.
Grav headquarters.
Oh yeah, they're one of my favorites around here for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Partly an inspiration of getting this going, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm an old man now, so like I like doing just music on my own, but I have no aspirations. But like I know how to do things like producing this, So I really want to help get Cleveland bands out there, and like all of them help each other so much. It's a great scene.
Oh, yeah.
That any way that we can all help each other promote and get everybody seen, like we're raising everybody up.
Yeah, and Dave's really at the heart of that. The whole like making sure all the people come together for stuff like that. But yeah, Among the Willows is a great band.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast they're like pumping out albums.
Right? Yeah.
Great, good
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
3 masterpieces in 3 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Classic
Yeah.
Beatles formula.
And people like them.
But now their stuff, and I love their stuff. They got that Stevie Ray Vaughan sound for a lot of it. Although the new one, Center to Salem, is a little bit of a turn from what they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But your guys' sound, every song is different, but you can tell it's you, which is awesome. So I started from the beginning of this. Yeah, I started from the beginning of the latest album that's on Spotify there, and I'm like, it gave me the vibes. You guys are way younger than I am, but have you ever caught Ren and Stimpy, like the cartoon?
Yeah.
And they do like the almost like cartoon western vibe.
Yeah.
Like I got that in the first song. I'm like, all right, that's what this
Wow.
band is. And then I got to the next song. I'm like, that is not what this band is. This band is, and it just kept growing and growing. It was awesome.
Yeah. I think because we just like learned so many cover songs
Right.
and like made them like sound like ourselves and like jammed on them so much that we can like play different genres and still have the Grav sound.
Yeah.
And it kind of like the track listing on the album kind of adds to the replication of like the fake show, because that's kind of how we formulate the set list sometimes. It's like start with like faster kind of like numbers and stuff that's at the beginning of the album, and then we get to like the intermish, then there's like the big jams and kind of stuff, and like
The more progressive
the minor
rock.
chord stuff, like to put it like it bluntly,
Yeah.
and then it ends with like kind of like a rocker again.
Yeah, like so as you got to like what's the song that's right before the intermission?
From the
From the
depths.
Depths.
From the Depths. Had a couple spots where it had that tension going, and then it opened up, and then it closed again. I'm like, I hope it opens again. And it opened again. I was like, all right. Then he did the intermission, and then that second half, I call it like the second side of the album, basically.
Yeah.
Really continues that openness where I was like, oh, this is cool. And it made you really appreciate that. Like, it wasn't from the get-go that you're like, hey, here's everything. It was like, here's a taste. Here's another taste. All right, here you go. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it came out so well, and like it all worked. It all worked really well.
And doing it as an EP like made it. I think it added to it too, because it's more of just like a punch, It gets into that territory without us getting too bogged down in it.
What do you guys think an EP?
28
means?
minutes was awesome.
Is it an album?
I think so.
Because
It felt like it had a B-side, so
Yeah.
Scott
Is that
Cole's
right?
always like Nashville Skyline, Bob Dylan's 25 minutes. You guys are
It's
over
not.
that.
I mean,
All right.
we're in a different era of
Yeah.
everything right now,
Yeah.
and there's so many definitions that are like loosening up. that like who knows? Like they'll what you guys have could be called something else.
I guess I also feel like it's cheating because two of the tracks are kind of intermission and the intro, which is like kind of noise tracks, but
5 songs, 7 tracks.
that's what we tell people.
Hey, whatever. Like it seems like nine tracks is where people start saying album.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's music, and it's 2021, so
I just call it a release.
there you go.
That's what you're out there saying.
All I know is it made my day yesterday. I was having a shit day.
That's awesome.
I threw the headphones on to prepare for today, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, like this is fucking awesome. I can't
what
wait
it's
to
all
talk to
about.
these dudes.
So when and how did you guys all get together, start making music?
It starts with them, probably.
Yeah, I guess like beginning of the timeline.
7th grade gym
7th grade.
class.
Yep.
Me and Steve.
We became friends, like playing AC/DC and Metallica.
Talking
Where you
about
guys from?
St. Anger.
North Ridgeville, Ohio. And then Clay and Knight Rider also.
Parallel stories, just that
Yeah.
we went to kindergarten together, and then then didn't really link up again until 7th grade. We went to different schools then for a minute, but similar thing in kindergarten. Clay already was playing drums and stuff. But I
Fourth
wasn't-
member that's not here right now.
He's
Yeah.
member that's not here, our drummer.
Shout out Clay.
And singer. Yeah, shout out to Clay. And even back then, yeah, he was already playing drums. I was not, but he was he knew about the movie School of Rock. I didn't know anything about it, and he would make us playing with Clay at recess meant that he wanted you to do stage dives off of the bubble at school. He's like, we're gonna practice stage dives today. This kind of sucks.
This drumming is fantastic in there. Like as you can tell, like we can't see from
Yep.
the camera angle, but we're surrounded by drums right now. That ride cymbal cuts through and just kind of guides you through the song.
Oh yeah, he's a
as you're
jazz
going.
guy, so he's
100%.
active on the ride.
100%. I picked it up. I was like, and I love the stuff that I play rock. I've played in Motley Crue tributes,
Yeah.
So I dig the stuff that's difficult for me and just outside of the way I would think about something. So shout out, that's freaking awesome.
And also, I don't want to speak for him because he's not here, but I like to say he's pretty happy with his sound at the moment. He's got his the sick kit. He's got this vintage Mapex snare. He's got his K Custom Darks, his Byzantine.
That's what I got over there. That's a
Yeah,
bunch of K
yeah.
Custom Darks.
Yeah.
They sound fantastic.
That's what he's using.
On my jazz kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was, Clay planted that seed early on, and then I didn't start really playing guitar until we became friends again later, and then he was kind of starting to take it up at that point. So it was kind of cool. We were both starting from new, so it was we kind of had, even though he was already a great musician, we were kind of on an even playing field there. So we were kind of learning together for a minute, and then next thing that happens is
Steve was all into metal and stuff.
I'm gonna stop playing it anymore.
We played metal. I wasn't good at metal really.
It wasn't his thing.
No. So I'm he was doing the metal thing. I'm doing my side thing. I go to this Fish concert, and I'm I want to start a hippie jam band. So I met this guy, Zach Taylor, key player from Bay Village, on the internet. And I convinced my mom. I was like, I know this guy. Just dropped me off at his house. She drops me off at Zach's house.
Chris
That's just some good
Hansen's
parenting.
Yeah. So I stayed the night and everything. And we jammed Grateful Dead songs all night and had a good old time. And I'm like, Steve, I'm jamming with this guy. Come play bass with us.
And I knew a couple Dead songs and a Fish song because we played in a band with his parents.
Oh yeah, yeah. My parents
Ghost
wanted
Pig.
they wanted to have a family band. Both my parents. My mom sings and my dad plays.
Cool.
So yeah, we got going on that, and then I met Clay on Twitter, and he was like, "I'm gonna come over and jam," and we jammed, and he's like, "All right, I'm leaving my drums here." The first day I met him.
It was good. We had a really good jam. It felt because I've never only playing metal stuff. It just It was a wholly different feel.
I will say Steve did do the metal thing really well though. This wasn't just like some
Yeah.
side bullshit. Like
They played all the joints. Regulars at
They tuned
Peabody's.
to-
Yeah.
Draft
I mean, I was young too. It was early high
Yeah.
school, you know.
But
So-
anyways.
Yeah,
that- and then-
the free hat band came from that. That didn't work. Night Rider played guitar, and then we started jamming with him.
He was almost in free hat as the keyboard player.
Yeah, well, you know.
Side twist.
Yeah, Clay started telling me, he's like, I'm jamming with these guys. I remember it was the biggest oh shit moment at the time was he was like, this guy, Josh Bailey, he's got this like vintage SG. He thought it was vintage just because of how beat up
You've
it
seen
is.
my
It's
SG.
just from 2006, but it looks like it's from like 1962.
Because I was trying to play the metal, and I was like,
But
No, he was a Green Day guy.
Yeah.
He's playing the Green Day.
but
I'll beat it up just as much.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the big thing was he's like he can play China Cat Sunflower. The Grateful Dead song. I was just like, damn.
I never knew that detail.
Yeah, that was a thing. And he but then he also said you guys were way older than you were. He's like, yeah, they're like 25. But I think
We
they're
were.
they're
We were 18, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I saw them a couple times. I was like, oh hell yeah. Playing a little guitar at that point, and then I was gonna try to learn keys to join the band. That wouldn't have gone very well. I can barely get an octave on a good day. Like with my span, I've got
The hands,
But,
yeah.
Also, just I don't know. Yeah, I'm just.
Hey, you got
I'm not
big
that
hands.
guy.
son.
Piano was my first instrument. Yeah, age 6 to 12.
That's awesome.
I just started trying to teach myself this year. That's my big thing. So I'm working on it, man. But yeah, that span on octaves. That's like everything I do now. Left hand is octave hand. That's all it does.
Yeah.
I'll get further later, but right now we're octave
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
Walking lines. Ooh.
Yeah.
I wish I could just be like a boogie woogie piano player out my
That'd be
ass.
great,
I'd be
right?
so I could die happy, man.
It's tough to find
What-
those dudes.
You can do it.
Yeah.
do it.
We'll see.
Hour a day for a month, you got it.
I should. You know, I tell myself about every like other week. Like I should stop.
Oh, me too.
But anyway, that's not important. I ended up, you know, playing guitar instead, and you know I was already doing that, so it was easier to hop in on.
Yeah, so then we got him and Grav. And
Just been
Nice.
rolling.
yeah, we
Chugging
started.
along.
Yeah,
Cool. You guys are really active. I like you're trying to do everything and stay busy. I like that. You guys have other jobs?
yeah.
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 Oh yeah, we're all full time. I work at a machine shop.
Mhm.
Steve,
I'm a cook until Wednesday. I start my first factory job.
Yeah.
he got a job with Dougie Funk.
I did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you did.
Is that his real name?
I don't know.
His last name's Rab. I went to Kent State Music School with him.
Okay, okay.
I've known him since like 2009.
Evan Stone.
Yeah,
Cool,
dude.
cool.
Very deep.
Oh yeah, and yeah, hoping to get those guys in here. I was kind of in that scene for a little bit and did some of the same festivals with them with one of my bands. But
Yes.
Vibe and Direct we're talking about.
I recently found out about the band. Was it New Moon Rising?
Yeah,
Is that what it was
New
called?
Moon Rising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. None of our stuff's online right now though. Like we haven't played a show in like 4 years. That was like we played for 4 years and it's been 4 years already. Damn.
Then you met me and you were done.
But you guys were on some like the big like Hookahvilles and
Yeah.
Nelson
Yeah.
Ledges and all that.
Mhm. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We even had a song on TV on American Idol.
Really?
What? I didn't know that.
You what?
I didn't know that.
You knew that.
I didn't
Explain
know.
that.
Yeah, it was
Oh, well,
American Idol.
our distributor site, Reverb Nation. You guys familiar with Reverb Nation? They always have like opportunities you can apply to. You know what I mean? And so you get like 1 out of like 500 of them, I'd say. So like every day I'd apply to every new opportunity, and one of them that we ended up getting was like background music on an episode of American Idol. And we had this song called "Hit the Road," which is kind of like it was like reminiscent of "No Rain" by Blind Melon a little bit. And so it was the season 15 premiere, and like when Ryan Seacrest was narrating some bullshit, like our song was playing in the background. It was called "Hit the Road," and they're talking about like American Idol bus hits the road to whatever Kansas City or something, and they like had our song playing. It was a lot. That was really cool.
Yeah.
There you go. It's just like, hell yeah, great. Good thing we named it that. That's awesome.
Probably one of the reasons they picked it too.
Yeah.
Because for things like that, they have thousands of people submit. You know, so if like you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of like getting something like that, you better submit 1,000 times. And, you know, you'll just keep at it, and yeah, that was fun. But it didn't work out like full time, but worked out for when it was.
Nice.
That's all you can really ask, right?
Yeah.
Just be in the moment,
Yeah.
make it happen then, and from there, just keep
American
plugging
Idol's the
along,
real
man.
deal. I'm like,
Yeah.
Could have been the next Charlie Clarkson.
Well, we weren't
I know.
personally on it. Like it wasn't our faces. It was just the music. Yeah. But yeah, that was cool.
yeah.
Cool. Let's get into some more Grav history, and let's start with some more influences. We heard Grateful Dead. We heard Steve's metal
Yeah,
foundation.
what metal we got here? I came from a metal foundation.
You know, everything from like the classic stuff, you know, the Maiden and Metallica, and then I'm the thrash metal, the death metal, the black metal, all of it all, you know.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Really into it. As well as, you know, the rock stuff too.
Cool.
Steve's the metal aficionado for sure. Sometimes I'll find out because I didn't go through like a scene phase or anything like that. So I'll hear about what you.
Explain the scene.
Oh, don't do
It's just like I don't know when I didn't call anything that like scene. From my perspective, it was just the weird kids at school, and I find out I was like, oh, those were scene kids. Okay, but at my school, there was only like there was a small chunk of them, very small, and you know, I don't know. I didn't pay them much attention just because I was just instructed that it was all lame, and I was like, whatever. Like AC/DC, I did love AC/DC at the time. They were my favorite band.
AC/DC comes up twice in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It was a brief period, but you know, all that stuff. I just didn't think anything modern could have been possibly good. I was one of those guys.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted old people to like me or something.
I had 3 or 4 years of AC/DC being my favorite band.
Cool.
Caught them on the Black Ice tour at the Q.
Nice. I never had the pleasure of seeing AC/DC.
No, you got to do that, man.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
I mean, now? I should
Still,
do
yes.
it?
Yes,
Yeah,
go see
yeah,
them.
yeah.
You should go see them.
Is your dog named after?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
So my dog's name is Angus. We found him and his brother in a dumpster as puppies.
You didn't.
So we had Angus and Malcolm.
No.
And they were nuts together. So our neighbor took the one. So Malcolm, and then I think they felt kind of like the dude that took him was like he's like, well, I don't want to have Malcolm instead of Angus, you know. So he ended up changing him to Brutus once we moved apart from each other. But they were originally named Angus and Malcolm. They were it was between that and Motley and Crue, but yeah, we went with Angus and Malcolm, and we kept Angus.
Nice. Oh, but I was just saying, whenever I hear people talking about certain scene bands, I always just go default to Steve. I'm like, hey, is August Burn Red like good, or were they just like lame? And I don't know. I've never actually asked about that band, but it's like for example, and Steve will be like, yeah, they're good. Not anymore or whatever, but like, you know, that would be an example of something he'd say.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
So I always gotta default to.
I don't know any of their music, but
I don't either.
But I met their singer in South Carolina when I was on a tour one time, and him and his friends bought us a hotel room that night. We were on a DIY tour,
then
and
August Burns Red is
so
awesome.
August Burn Red is the fucking shit.
I seen their logo once, and I was like, "Who's that?" And my buddy was like, "It's my August Burns Red hat." I was like, "That's a cool logo."
Classic.
Do you know that singer's name?
No.
No. Well, the singer of August Burns Red is a badass motherfucker. Yeah.
Shout out to him. I don't know why I said that as an example, but you know, I since I was not aware of that stuff when I first met these guys, the heaviest thing I knew that existed was Cannibal Corpse, and you know, you could, yeah, well, you could, and then you could argue that some of the is the deathcore shit heavier, or it's like what is heavy, but
It's tuned lower.
It's tuned,
Yeah.
it's tuned lower. So it's like, does that make it heavy? But anyways, it was my first time hearing stuff like that with all just the chugging riffs and the program drums, and I like a lot of that stuff, but I'm not very well schooled in it.
Yeah.
Well, when we listen to you guys, we don't hear death metal.
No.
So let's get into some more influences that are like how you guys sound, because we definitely hear Fish. That's for
All
sure.
right, we're gonna talk about that.
we're gonna.
Well,
Alright.
let's maybe before.
Let's sidewind. He had this band, the old Firehouse Band.
Oh sure. I guess we'll just talk
He
about
played the
the
mandolin.
shit that we were doing before the Fish, because there's like the Grateful Dead and Fish thing that all unites us, but then it's like before we have our own little separate entities too. Mine, I guess, was when I first started playing guitar. It was when like there was the Mumford & Sons boom with all that. So and it was like easy to play on guitar, and I liked it, and I was like, I was coming out of like the classic Rock or Die, and I was like, this is some modern shit that's like it actually has guitar. Like, you know, I was like learning that. I was playing mandolin, just kind of same reason I was trying to learn piano, just to fit in, because everyone already has a guitar player, you know. Mm-hmm. But I was also learning guitar on the side and stuff, and so I was playing the Mumford & Sons shit. But honestly, the number one guy to get me into like improvising, and which is funny because the Grateful Dead was always my parents' thing, but they never like really like sat me down. We're like, the Grateful Dead like improvise and they like jam as a band. It's like fucking this. I just like was like, yeah, they have these songs. But the guy that opened my eyes to improvising, like every solo he played, was John Frusciante, actually, because like, and then that stuff is, I know, right? Because that stuff is so great. He's using the modes out there. He's improvising all the time. He's got great rhythm and stuff, and you can learn some of the stuff when you're a beginner, and so that was a huge thing. And then you start learning the Zeppelin and whatever. But that's like where my other like not hippie jam band roots probably are rooted in.
Oh, cool. He's one of my favorite guitar players.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell. Even down to the attire. No, I'm just kidding. 2000.
I don't think he was a Browns fan. But.
That'd be sweet.
Right? Yeah, it's a hidden secret you learn.
But yeah,
John Frusciante, I got to I spent some time like diving into his perspectives and his thinking, and because like 2 projects after New Moon Rising is when I first met this guy, and we did a Chili Peppers tribute. And I was
Under the Bridge.
Under the Bridge.
and-
Your magnet is on our
Were you
fridge.
the Anthony?
No, he
I
was
was a drummer.
He was Chad Smith.
Because Anthony was wearing a wig, so I'm just like, could have been.
Anthony is Dennis Davis.
I had to ask.
Yeah.
No, that was fun. That was a good time.
I was
We played-
Chad back there.
Yeah, we played at the Foundry that night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Oh,
came to the
not
back.
too far from.
I don't know.
Was that the Winchester?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then you did the Green Day band
Yeah.
Yeah.
afterwards, which
We
was
came
also
there
really
right
fun.
after.
Yep.
Yeah, that was probably our best show. Like as far as the way the crowd got into it and everything.
I
that
got
was a
drunk.
hell of
I
a
was- yeah,
show.
We were up
drunk.
front, like
Yeah, we were into it.
yeah.
I got drunk too. That's the only way I can do Billy Joe Armstrong right.
Yeah. We gotta forget any like tight muting.
What band opened? They played like 2000s.
Oh, they were like
Oh, that was
They played like pop
party
music.
rock or something. I
no,
don't know.
it was what the hell was the name of them?
Girls something.
Yeah, it was Girls
Motley
something.
Crue cover band, eh?
No, they.
No?
It
wasn't
was
like
another
Girls'
cover
School.
band.
It was
Oh,
I don't know. I met them that night, and then I never saw them again. After
same
that.
hair.
Classic.
Yeah,
Maybe they don't.
I'm drawing a complete blank on that. I remember the band. I remember everything they played
yeah.
because they were doing all covers that were all female like covers.
They were like slaying some Katy Perry or something.
Right.
That song.
Yeah,
I think they played the Britney Spears even.
yeah, they did.
Whoa. I showed up a little bit later. I didn't catch that.
Cool. I didn't meet you guys that night.
No.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, the magnet made it from my parents' house into the current Grav headquarters.
Wow.
It's on the fridge.
We all live in Ohio City together.
Yeah.
I was at the Winchester like just a couple months ago, and like found my way in the green room, and our magnet was still like up in the ceiling fan.
Awesome.
I think
Like-
I saw it also
Yeah.
recently there, and I was like,
Anyway, back to Grav.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Let's get back to what's going on this week. Oh, were we done with the influences? I don't know.
Pretty much.
No. Sorry,
Oh,
we're on
God.
we have this bluegrass thing, yeah, where we doubled down and tried to start our own bluegrass band. I guess it was a success, but it also
I mean, on our best
fizzled
nights,
out.
we were a sick band.
Yeah, we had some good shows.
You guys do it right when you do it. Like your shows, you're mixing up like all the genres, and then when you do bluegrass, it's like you guys know Big Something.
Yeah.
It's like when they do their bluegrass stuff. It's like, well, this doesn't sound like them, but they're killing.
I didn't know they do bluegrass stuff. That's cool.
But no, we went and
Check out Passenger by
we all learned
by Big
bluegrass
Something.
instruments.
Yeah.
So he plays banjo, I play mandolin, and he was playing guitar. And we went on this side quest and we started the Golden Cap Corral. I don't know if you heard about
I
that.
have heard about that. I didn't know that was also you guys.
That was
Yes.
us. Clay wasn't in it though. We had a different bass player and a fiddler. And we set out to play the traditional stuff to honor Bill Monroe.
Yeah, we played we were trying to play traditional stuff mixed with some little gypsy jazz.
And then we did Time by Pink Floyd and
But bluegrass.
some Fish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know.
Grateful Dead.
Like Keller Williams style.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
We dove head first into that shit.
We practiced so hard for so long and then
Yeah.
Running the same songs for so long, like
Just to get tight, yeah.
once,
'Cause that's-
maybe twice a week for years.
Practice is the name of the game.
Right. I used to get off on it. There'd be some nights where we'd have Grav practice, and then Clay would leave, and our fiddler would come over, and I just you know how it is. When you're that age, you're just hell yes, let's just keep it going. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But
Some of those bluegrass bands, especially at those festivals, like these dudes, Rocky Mountain Boys, they would play till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Like if
yeah.
you wanted to.
Oh my God, I know. It's honestly inspiring how willing they are to just keep going. They're the first bluegrass band I ever actually saw.
Oh, cool.
And it was
cool.
it was going to go see Mumford and Sons. I went a day early, and there was a local thing going on.
You know Haggis? He played with him a while ago.
Oh, their bassist.
Yeah. Old bass player. Yeah.
Okay, was it the one with the glasses?
Mhm.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got that. He works at that coffee shop that's at Nelson Ledges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They got that deep connect.
Everything's a deep connect around here, man.
Right.
We're all connected.
Yeah.
Word, thank you.
Yeah, right there. Cool.
Yeah, that coffee's
It's
good.
empty.
The disco pizza's even
Thank you.
great.
But that's honestly, that's as far as it goes. I'm sure we all listen to a little jazz fusion here or there, but I don't think Clay's the only one that really actually has dived deep enough to I would consider him a jazz guy. He probably would be I'm not jazz, but he
sounded jazz to me, man.
Yeah,
It sounded
yeah.
fantastic.
He goes hard.
That's his stuff.
He just respects it so much. He's I'm a rock drummer, but he definitely studied it. And
He owns the ride
did
symbol
go to
like a
school.
jazz player.
Right. And using just using the bass and snare. as
And
completely
his,
different things than-
the ghost notes in there. Between the ghost notes and the ride, I was like, yes, I love this. Because
His-
I'm
yeah.
work, boom. So it was the opposite of what I do, and I appreciate that.
And his sets
And he
sound
sings
great.
while
Yes.
he's doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it once before. It's just it's just so crazy that Clay's natural, comfortable state is being just that's such an uncomfortable thing for most people to do.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
his what he does most of the time.
And a mic on a stand for him. I haven't seen you guys live, but a mic on a stand, not a headset.
Yeah.
He does the gooseneck,
Yeah.
Levon Helm
Yeah.
Yeah.
style. But yeah, Cody does it too.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
Cody?
know.
That's my brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
got it.
Among the Willows guys.
You can cut that part out.
No, we played shows with them, and like it's like, oh shit, like 2 singing drummer bands.
We actually the night with the Under the Bridge and the Green Day band, that was our first time meeting them.
That was.
We played with them at the
yeah.
party that night.
earlier that
Oh,
night.
wow.
The first time we
Alright.
saw you was the first time we saw you.
Was that when they
So
were
they had
called
an
Blue-
excuse to not come see us, but you guys made it.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
They played before us too.
They played first.
They
Yeah.
played-
I'll say some of the members of our crew were interested in the earthly desires that night,
Yeah.
being women. But
yeah.
Did it pay off?
I don't know.
That's a constant distraction until you find the right one.
Right. Hey, it'll bring you to Under the Bridge, though. You know. That's where it's at. You know. But what was it? Yeah, that was funny. That night, like I'm like loading in stuff when we first showed up, and Among the Willows at that time, Blue Collar Coalition was sound checking. And I was just like, ooh, like that's like some good strat tone. And our buddy was like, who doesn't play really? He's like, you can tell like that's a strat from out here. I was like, when it's that, and then I found out. Of course, later I'm like, that's the best live tone I've ever heard. And then he just like, it's a 63 strat.
It sucks that there really is a difference, right? Like,
Yeah,
you want to hear that, like, a Squire and a little frontman amp is going to do it, but then you hear them next to each other and you're like, fuck.
But that's not to say, dude, that John comes out, and from the first note he plays, he's like on a 10. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He pulls everything.
He's ridiculous.
He
He is ridiculous.
It's like thank God there's someone out there that owns a 63 Strat that's not just some like old lawyer who sucks.
Exactly.
It's like he
Puts it on the wall like,
Yeah,
for his friends
exactly.
to see. Yeah.
I like that quote. I'm going to use that.
It's like people you've heard the term blues lawyer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a term, dude. It's a term. It's because what do those guys play that have the really nice? They play.
Yeah.
They go to blues jam nights. You know.
Yeah.
The guy that owns the Colts owns all the Jerry Garcia guitars.
Yeah, he owns
All of them.
Ringo's
Wow.
drum kits, too.
He owns like everything.
Yeah.
Dude. He has the biggest guitar. He has employees that just keep all of his guitars.
Isray, I think is his last name. Something like that. But
I
yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah, he's got Ringo's kit.
He's got Tiger and Wolf, I think. I want to say.
It's crazy.
Jerry guitars.
Yeah.
So when I see you guys perform, and like I was in the jam scene for a little bit, so I like heard all these bands, and I hear like little bits of all of them. I hear a little bit of the Works. I hear a little bit of Dopapod. I hear a little bit of Pigeons playing ping pong. I hear a little bit of even the instrumental, like Talk. You guys know Talk?
Oh,
We've
yeah.
seen Talk,
I
yeah.
I hear a little bit of like that, like coming out with some of your rhythms. And is there anybody you like that you aspire to be like, or are you like trying to sound like, or?
I mean, I think
Not really.
it's kind of safe to say, all right, that without wanting to sound like them, I'd say definitely Fish is kind of like
Fish is the band.
because
Yeah.
you can't be like the Grateful Dead. Like they just were there in the '60s, man. Like that's why everything kind of fell into their lap. You know what I'm saying? Like they were at the right. That time is never gonna happen again. But like them, and they took the improvisation thing like a little bit further, a lot further actually. They're kind of who we base it off of, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
but
I
that,
think it's fair for me to speak for everyone when I say like we aren't really into like other jam bands outside of like Fish, the Dead, and
The Allman
Panic.
Brothers.
And the Allman Brothers. Like
Yeah.
we're not really into.
Like when I'm at those shows and like I'm like, oh yeah, I love seeing live jam music is like better than seeing.
Oh yeah, the show is what it's all about.
Yeah. But yeah,
The
we
one
don't.
that I identify with the most is Yonder Mountain String Band.
Right.
All right, more bluegrass. Let's
Yeah.
bring it.
Or like Billy String or something.
Billy
like that.
Strings, yeah.
That's a
But
game
we
changer.
kind of
Yeah.
we tried it because it's like
Sorry,
And-
when we look back in 20 years with like how everything has progressed with it, like Billy Strings is going to be a big name. Like he's a big name now, but
Yeah.
it's only just starting. I
he's
really
proved
feel.
he's not just a little fad.
Yeah.
Totally.
Is that the name he goes by, or is that the band's name?
Both.
It's the yeah. It's
Okay.
not his real last name, but yeah, it's like kind of the band.
I'm sure it's not his last name, but yeah.
He's Billy Strings, they're Billy Strings.
Who's the real Billy Strings?
Yeah,
Billy's
yeah.
also the name of the banjo player.
Yeah.
So
But I'd say it's more like a mindset, like Fish and the Grateful Dead.
yeah,
Of like,
right.
don't play the same show twice, like, jam out on stuff you wouldn't normally jam out on, like, let it happen.
Change keys and stuff. You know?
We're like, we don't go like about writing songs, like, let's try and be fishy.
Good.
And
Yeah,
then
I
we
hear it just
especially-
happen. Even like those sections that just you all get dissonant and like are all,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like you're all fucking around.
Yeah.
You know, like
It builds tension, though.
Yeah.
And then it
Yeah.
opens, and you're like, fuck yeah.
And I'm really proud of the way that our studio jam worked on that, on Raging Weather.
I
Like,
think it was
it's
more
hard
Pink
to jam in the
Floyd-y.
studio.
When we were doing it, I was
Yeah.
thinking like Pink Floyd,
We
just
took our
like letting
time
it
with
sit.
it.
yeah.
But and like it used to be kind of just like I used to sometimes just be like if we had a keyboard player, we'd be able to get more far out there because he'd be able to lay down this like sustain, all these other tones and stuff. But I think we've all come to kind of embrace that. That's definitely like the key thing that sets us apart.
It keeps
Because Pigeons doesn't have a keyboard player, but they do for a way different thing. And it's like, yeah, kind of like the fact that we don't have a keyboard player.
It's a blessing in disguise. We
Yeah.
always hated it, but like if we had that keyboard player, like when we were first starting out, we might have ended up sounding even more fishy.
Right.
You
Just
know?
with like not as good of like
Yeah,
compositions because
exactly.
we can't do that. But yeah. So it's like, you know, because we stay pretty firmly in rock, you know.
Yeah. When I go about like writing songs, like the couple songs that I wrote, I go at it more from like a Billy Joe Armstrong, like thinking like just like the chords, the lyrics, you know, trying to just get like something catchy almost.
Oh yeah, there's your song's foundation right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or if you go at it with like a Fish point of view, you're more just like throwing the lyrics at it later. You get all caught up at the composition.
Man, there was a part when I was in like high school, I wanted to be just like Trey. I was like, I want to write big compositions. I'm gonna go to school for composition, and like I'm gonna like, and it's gonna be progressive, and then we're gonna. But it's like, you can't just do that. Like you can't just try to be Trey. It's not gonna happen. That dude just shits out songs like it's nobody's business, and quality stuff too.
So let's talk about the future. What do you guys got plans coming up? You guys writing? You guys booking? You got?
I think we're kind of leaning towards taking a little break right now. We had a really busy summer with getting the EP
I saw your
released.
name everywhere.
Yeah, man.
All the
Yeah.
time.
We played a lot. So yeah, we're gonna try. We're still gonna do some shows, but more writing and getting ready for next summer. Really.
Cool.
The goal is to come back strong with like our annual 420 show.
Your annual 420 show. All right.
We always
No
do
matter
something.
what day of the week.
Yeah. Last year we did it with Sea Level.
Oh, you sound like New Moon Rising again. We had our 420 shows every year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Last year we did it with Sea Level and like we called it Gravel. And it was great. We sat in with them. Dave sat in with us. Like,
Cool.
Oh, it was fun. Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah, it was a blast.
You have any idea where that's going to be at? Or it's still in the brainstorming?
I was gonna bring it up tomorrow night when I see Dave Ziggy. Actually,
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had all these big
But,
plans
yeah.
of gravel fest. We're talking gravel everywhere. No
yeah, we
shoes
were gonna
allowed.
go to like. Yeah, we were gonna buy gravel at wholesale.
Kudos to them for thinking of that name too. And it's like
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
It absolutely works.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
good foundation, gravel.
gravel.
Like any good jam band, you have to have the 420 show,
Yeah.
the Halloween show, and the New Year's show. But we don't have the New Year's show
Yet.
yet.
It'll be good when we do. Well, I'm sure we'll step our game up in some sort of way to make it interesting.
Have to.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's thoughts of making the next album concept album, but who knows? We'll just see where that takes us.
There's also talk like of it being because like the first album's just Grav, and then This is some serious info I'm leaking here.
It's not
Got an
it's not the ranch
exclusive?
thing, is it?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Not the ranch.
Wait, what are you talking about?
We just have a little like inside joke, like at band practices, like
Like, what do you think if we told you our album was called Ranch?
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 Like Grav Ranch.
I think of dressing.
I'm trying not to think of dressing.
Yeah, it's
But-
kind of hard not
Really
to be
hard.
dressing. But
That's
what
what's
if?
funny about it. If there's a picture of
The
like
only-
a ranch.
Yeah, then you know.
The only other thing I'm thinking of is like horses.
right. So there's plenty of room for
Interpretation.
cool things of a concept album about ranch.
Yeah.
But that's just a joke.
All right, the other joke though is like the first album is Grav, just self-titled, it's like Led Zeppelin, and then we released Hubbub, and so we're talking about for the third one releasing Grav 2,
Oh.
third album,
Yeah.
but second in the Grav series.
Van Halen did Van Halen 3 for like their 7th album or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that,
did.
you know?
Right.
You guys, you guys know Chicago got up to like 19 or something. I don't know. I don't
Something
want
like that.
I know at least Toto got to 14, but I think Chicago went too far. I'm like, dude, what but we won't do that. You heard it here first. We're not gonna.
Weezer did the colors.
Yeah, and they do it well. I had the stupidest thought this last summer. I was listening to Weezer a lot, and I was like, it'd be sweet if Weezer did an Orange album. Like it's like, nothing to do with how it sounds. Just be like, I would listen to it.
It had to be bright sounding.
Exactly. I would love it if it was like this, you know.
I'm sure they're not done, so you might get your wish come
Yeah,
true.
hopefully. I can't believe they went to like obscure ass like teal before they went with orange. Like what?
Right.
Interesting.
Oh, you know what we haven't done yet, I don't believe, is mention our sponsor.
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Let's plug that back in at
All
the beginning
right.
of the episode, too. We are sponsored by Basement.
Basement Trader.
B-A-S-S-Mint Trader. Basement Trader.
Yeah, Chuck
provided
Kaminsky.
us with these great microphones.
Painesville, Ohio, great guitar setup guy, sells used gear at affordable prices and can get you new gear. He got us these microphones for dirt cheap and in a hurry. Chuck is awesome. Go see him. We'll have
Check
a
out his
full,
website,
Yeah.
his Reverb store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reverb
Cool,
store. He's
man.
got a great 74 ES335 right now for sale. That's all original. It's pretty bitchin'. I went and played it at his
What
house
color?
the other day. It's Tobacco Sunburst. Yeah, it's very nice. It's a
Yeah.
very nice guitar. But as we were, we just had to throw that plug in there because
That's right.
Chuck is awesome.
I have to get my bassist set up.
And we're enjoying
Yeah.
some Great Lakes beer today.
Yeah. And Chuck's son is actually a hell of a bass player. He filled in on like 3
yeah.
weeks' notice as Flea with our Chili Peppers band
Oh, yeah.
while he was getting his compositions ready
Oh.
for
At Case Western.
double bass at BW.
Oh, BW.
At
right.
BW. He did both of those at once, and he showed up with
And
the
didn't
pants.
miss a beat.
With the pants,
The
with
stuffed
the
animal
stuffed
pants.
animals, like
Yeah.
yeah.
No kidding.
So awesome! The entire Kaminsky family is awesome.
Quick shout out to you guys. Didn't you guys do Charlie?
Yeah.
Yes,
Dude, shout out to you
Oh,
guys for
That's
doing
one of my
that.
favorite ones.
that was
Yeah.
I pushed hard for that. We weren't going to do it.
yeah. That was
Like-
that's one of my favorite ones to play though.
Yeah.
like,
Ah.
that was a great song. That and Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Was
Oh, yeah.
you guys do that
fantastic
one
to
too?
play. I just loved how we could have had room to explore because like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been in nothing but cover bands. I was in an original band, 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
all these cover bands and it's like da 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 every night da 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 da. But with Chili Peppers, we're like, hey, it's E, go,
We
and
did
it
all
was
their hits,
fantastic.
but then like every album, we had like at least 2 or 3 of the ones that weren't on the
Yeah,
radio,
just
and
go
like,
do whatever the fuck you
'cause,
want.
You do a tribute band, like fans are gonna come. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
They're
the
gonna
Chili
expect
Peppers
to
are
see
one
a
of those
show.
bands too.
Yeah.
I'm not even a fan, but I feel like everyone that I talk to that like really loves them, like they really love the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
They've gotten so popular that nobody listens to them, and they're still one of the most popular bands.
In the world.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. They can sell out a stadium in Brazil.
Yeah.
In fucking Japan.
Iceland.
No big deal. Yeah, exactly.
I was shocked though, like Green Day and the Chili Peppers, thought it's the same band. I was like, that's
That was great. I love that. Yeah.
like if we were to do like a Fish and Grateful Dead one, everyone would be like, yeah.
Ah.
But Green Day and the Chili Peppers. I was like, okay.
It was a great mix.
Yeah.
We first did that because like it's like some places wanted a band that could fill 4 hours or something, you know, and then we're like, dude, we don't have 4 hours of material ready. And Green Day is a song, like a band that's easy to learn. Like we can fill the last hour with that or the first hour with that, and then like, you know, I'm getting the tie, I'm getting the fucking.
I've got it in the other room, man. I got the black like polo with the red tie ready to go. Ready.
I'm getting the black
You can
guitar.
call me tomorrow. I'll be ready.
Iconic.
And so the choice between what comes first, was it the same every time?
No,
No, it wasn't.
no. Sometimes
Yeah.
we ended with the hour of Green Day.
Yeah.
I think you ended with the Green Day when we saw you, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where you'd flip it around. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I was hyped. I was drunk. And I'm a Green Day guy. Did
You know what? So was I.
Did you hear the new Green Day?
How new?
Like, it came out Friday.
No.
No.
It's called Holy Toledo.
Oh, cool.
We will have to
the
listen to
Ohio
that for
City.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. No, I haven't heard anything new
Yeah.
from Green Day in a while, actually.
Yeah, it's all right.
Cool.
At that show, I did a cartwheel across the front of the audience. 'Cause I wanted everyone to think I was cool. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I don't remember that. So,
I was
mean,
I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then the way I got there was like I grooved real quick. And then
you don't need to worry about it anymore. You wasn't cool.
I mean, hey.
We played that show. It was packed, you know? And then they were like, we want to have you back. Tell you what, we will do the next show, and we're going to give you guys all the money from the door. We were like, fantastic. We played. It was like the first warm day of the year. Evan's cousins from out of town showed up. That
And
was it.
one of my sisters, that was.
We had like 3 people.
And the Stone Temple Pilots band opened for us that day, and like they played to like 3 people.
Yeah, we felt like shit because like, you know, like we asked them to come out and like we're like, yeah, it's gonna be packed. It was an awesome show.
We just had it happen with a band from New York at the Winchester.
Where you played with them?
Yeah, they're called Baked Shrimp.
Shout out Baked Shrimp.
They're the best.
Big shrimp.
They work hard as fuck, and they rip it as if they're playing in Madison Square Garden every night.
They do,
I know,
yeah.
I was there,
But
I'm there
that
watching
being
them.
said-
If we were playing like a Tuesday night at the Winchester, we hyped it up. There's like a promo vid and everything, and we get there and like I think 3 or 4 people came. Shout out to Kyle and Melanie
Thank
if
God
they
for
watch
them.
this.
I'm gonna say there was under 10.
Yeah,
That's unavoidable. Like when you're
the
doing
weeknight
it,
show.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because last time we played with them, it was a similar situation. It was like a weekday, and no one showed up, and it was just like they blew my mind because I was just like, wow, this band came from New York and they're ripping it, and they don't really care that no one came. And then so like we're like, we got you guys next time, and we didn't have them, and it was all our fault. But no, it's not. We couldn't. It's same. It's like that's why we were just like,
Yeah,
maybe we were just playing too much.
No.
They played their asses off,
Yeah.
and
No, you got to know when you're doing that, like from their point of view, you got to know that those shows are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
They didn't sweat it. They're like, you know, they're so awesome. He's like, hey, if there's anyone that really believes in, one new fan per show, it's us. That was their drummer Jagger.
and they got them.
And we let him spend the night at our house, you know. And later, you know, I gave him $100 just because I was like, fucking, here you go, guys. I'm sorry.
But
very
yeah,
inspiring.
That probably meant a lot to him.
Yeah, I hope it did. They were all pretty drunk at that point.
that makes you think that was the only time we played at the 5 o'clock lounge with them in sea level.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 o'clock lounge comes up twice in 2 episodes.
5
All right,
o'clock
shout
lounge.
out.
Yeah.
Cool spot.
That was the first time he played with them. Was there.
The last time I was there, I was seeing Cellophane Jane, who we're playing with tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna meet them tomorrow. So we're planning on coming up
Yeah.
tomorrow. If you guys, and you if you want, we would love if you have the time to do some rig rundown videos.
Oh, would that be my
You know what?
fantasy come
I
true?
wasn't gonna bring my
Wow.
full rig because we're only playing for like, what was it, 45 minutes?
I wish I had
45.
more exciting rig.
Me too.
I'll bring it
Can
all.
I
I'll
borrow
bring
your
it all.
pitchfork?
Yeah.
I'll buy it off you.
I have an extra pitchfork.
You used the pitchfork?
I use the pitchfork and the whammy.
Wow.
Dude,
I've been meaning to actually ask
Yeah.
you if I could.
I've always really wanted to do that, man.
Yeah.
that'd be great.
I don't use the pitchfork as much since I got the whammy, but I still have them both in front of me. When
I have
Yeah.
I have these pipe dreams of like you know when you're just like in the shower and go to bed and you're just thinking I'm just like if I had the pitchfork and a Leslie simulator I'm like I bet I could probably sound like an organ if I really like like use my fingers.
You can
and,
have
like,
mine. You
Yeah.
can have mine for $75.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see.
It's a
'Cause you-
podcast. It's a sales platform. It's everything.
Yeah, the ES35 might be still up. Take a look.
You got any crybaby wives?
Yeah,
And that's so funny. We were having
I
that
got
stupid
one.
conversation about the
I'll bring
pitch.
them both.
We were having that
It's been sitting on my shelf for 2 years.
Everyone's gotta have one.
Yeah,
Mine's
oh, yeah.
so noisy. don't
I
like
use the
these.
Morley right now.
I use the Vox.
Vox.
Yeah, the Vox. What is it? The
Oh no, they had the
847?
Vox. The Vox is what I use. I used to use Morley Classic Wah. You ever seen that one?
Is that like the big paddle?
It's like a square
right
with
one.
like
Huge.
it's got you turn it on with a foot switch and then you do
Oh,
the
it's
expression.
Spring loaded too?
Mm-hmm. No. Sorry, it's not. It's just expression, and then like the switch is like there with
Yeah.
the light, And that one's been sitting on my shelf for a while too.
I do gotta get a better wah. Every time I turn mine on, I'm like, I wish it sounded a lot better than it does right now.
I have like
Cool.
a loose
This is
wire
perfect.
in
I want to talk about gear.
Yeah, we can do that.
the gear.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I can tell you now, like, if you want to do it tomorrow, like, my setup's not
Can we
crazy.
do like
How
a
about-
soft
We can
intro?
do- how about gear you got rid of that you wish you never did, so that we don't spoil
I'll
tomorrow?
tell you, right? Well, let me say mine. I know we're talking to you guys, but
No,
the
no.
swollen pickle fuzz pedal.
You had one of those.
I had one of those. I let
That's
it.
an Earthquaker, isn't it?
No,
No,
it's way huge.
Way huge.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like this happened when like during COVID, and like I was on that unemployment because I had been bartending and there was no gigs for music or bartending, and so like that once the unemployment ran out and I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm down to my last like couple $100 here. I don't have any cushion, and I sold that thing for $100, and then like I got a job like 2 days later. I never had to sell it. No, I'll never forget because I can't do any of the Black Keys stuff that I like to do without that.
That's like the ending of The Mist. If you guys ever seen that?
The
Yeah.
Mist?
The Mist.
No.
Oh, it's like oh, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know that's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Spoiler alert, but it's like 20
No,
years
I know. I
old,
didn't
so we're
spoil it.
good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
all I'm saying. You
But
know,
yeah, it's, I
Once
think it's been enough
once a
time.
movie is 10 years old, I think
Yeah, we're
like
good.
you don't have to worry about
If
spoilers.
I've seen it, we're good.
I still think that
You know
that's
how
like,
don't
I
ask
think
about
that's
the
what
Sixth Sense.
that's not really a spoiler. But I'm one of those guys that was like I love fuzz tones, but I'm too scared to buy a fuzz pedal, so I got a Rat to kind of be like, it's like it can kind of sound fuzzy, but fuzzers are scary to me. It's like you turn them on and you're like, you never know what's gonna happen. Like it's
That's
like
right.
But
holy
it's fun
shit.
like that.
Yeah,
That's
it
The
is.
swollen pickle has like 7 different knobs on it, and like so that's like so much variation and like so much control at the same time. Anyway, let's get to you guys. What gear do you wish you never got rid of?
I have one thing that comes to mind. I got a. I'm not like much of a guitar player, but I kind of wanted to be more of a guitar player.
This is good.
Yeah, I got a. I think it was like just a modern player Telecaster, but it had the
Nice.
humbucker with the coil tap, middle pickup,
Yeah.
and of course, and it was freaking awesome. I loved it. I had it for like
He
2
bought it on a
weeks,
whim.
3 weeks, and I'm like, man, like I don't have any money. Like, and I still could have returned it and got everything
Yeah.
back, so I did. And now I play like my classic 5 Jaguar. I'm like, damn it, this thing sucks.
One thing I'll say about that, yeah, he bought it out of nowhere. Like no one knew he used to use comfort. I'm like, this is awesome though. And there was a couple days, I think 1 or 2 days, where I like practiced. Like we weren't sure if it was gonna happen. Then we find out it is. I don't want. I'm just gonna come there straight from work. Can I use your telly? Like, cause it's like I don't want to like go all the way home.
That thing was
and
bitchin',
I
dude.
used it, and I remember I got to the end of practice once, and I was like, I didn't even realize it. I didn't switch from the bridge pickup that whole time. It was just such a good sounding.
Yeah, that's it.
Bridge humbucker.
I had one of my very first promo videos with that band New Moon Rising was from Love Fest. The first time we played at Love Fest, and it was with that modern player. And I used that picture for like 3 years, but I didn't have it like for the second 2 years of it. But that's a good shout out. That's a good guitar. That's a great value.
I know I'm gonna
get
get one. Yeah, it was $500.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. If you're like just past the beginner, like getting into intermediate, that's a great guitar.
This segment right here, for the viewers watching that know these people, this is a great Christmas list as well. All right. So
it's got to be like $350 on Reverb right now.
Yeah,
although used prices are crazy right now.
Are they?
Yeah, because you can't get new shit in. So like the used prices are nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Josh B, you have
He's not. He doesn't buy a lot of gear, man.
I had like a really great guitar that I sold, but it was just, you know what it is.
Of course. Yeah.
What was it? 71.
71 SG. That's when they had like
Gibson
the
SG.
And the square inlays on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thinner nut.
Bigsby.
That guitar was Mojo City.
Yeah.
It was, but I just
really
like
thin.
couldn't
Low
lock
frets.
in with it.
Had really low frets. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
blame you.
The fretless wonders, I think they call those ones.
Basically, yeah. It was one of the exactly.
And I played it like I tried playing it. I'd practice on it. I played it at a couple gigs, and I ended up just going back to my trusty 06 Gibson SG, and then I sold it on Facebook Marketplace, and I lost $200 on it. But I wanted the money.
You gained an experience.
I did.
That sounds.
if it doesn't work for you and it's like amazing, then it still doesn't work for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll
Like if I could have a Ferrari, but that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Amen.
I bought it at an all-time low. I cut my hair off. I had a broken wrist.
Oh man.
Like, and I bought this.
I need something good in my life right now.
Dude, he messed up his wrist, and we did like a damn near 6-hour party gig.
It was before he
Whoa.
actually went to the doctor and found out how bad it was, but it was just like
I didn't know it was
wrong.
broken. It was just like swollen like crazy.
He's
What
going
part
hours.
of it?
It was this bone right here.
Dude,
bro.
I'm starting to have that problem. Did it do this thing?
It
No.
looks like the thumb.
No, it was because of a mountain biking injury. It wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't like an out of nowhere.
I've been playing bass in this cover bands, and like I played 2 gigs this weekend, and after the gig last night, I was like, this was really starting to be sore, and I noticed it was moving. I'm like, that's not normal, is it?
All right, this
But-
is like my normal hand.
Mm-hmm.
This was the.
I
played the gig on that.
That's a broken
It's
wrist.
a bit puffy.
Put that up to the camera.
Do you want me to take it up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was his left hand, which was fine.
And you know it's coming next. That's what that other hand looked like.
It was bad.
Cool.
It looked comic.
Yeah, and then ended up with the cast.
Aha.
Well, you know what, man? You're an SG guy. And
Yeah.
like, it's still working for you. I can't imagine.
I dig
playing.
SGs. Like I just bought that one.
Yeah, what's the
that's
deal
nice.
on that?
That is a 62. I had a 64.
An
and-
actual 62?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's had
has
headstock
the Les Paul
repair.
here, Josh.
Yeah, it's a Les Paul.
Yeah.
It's had a headstock repair and a heel repair. I had a 64, and I loved that guitar, and I sold it, and I should not have. You're all right. It's a player. Like you're okay.
Has there anything changed out on it?
Yeah, the wood is original, the plastics are original, and most of the rest has been swapped out because they came
Damn. with
the weird sideways vibrola on them that went out of tune.
Oh yeah, I can see the
Yes.
holes for it.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
the sideways vibrola looks so cool,
Yeah.
but it's so bad.
Right, and as soon as they put a stop tail on it, it plays better, and the price goes down a lot. So buy
It's
one
got
with a
that
stop
real
tail.
thin neck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too thin though. The 64 was a little bit beefier. So when I find a 64 I like, I will buy it, and this one will go up for sale. So your chance to own a vintage SG might not be over.
What does
like
this
that.
thing go for?
I-
Would you part with it for?
I have no idea. I gotta check the market. But like I said, the pickups aren't original. They're Duncan Antiquities. Like the plastics are original.
feels
The woods
great.
obviously.
Those plastics are original?
Yeah.
That's the switch tip. Look at that. It looks like mustard.
And the knobs are the tuners are replacement and stuff. But
Okay.
And what makes it a Les Paul?
It has to be made between 61 and.
yeah, I think 63. I think is when Les Paul, the man, was like, I don't want my name on this anymore.
Yeah.
It's got the hairline like
Yeah, all the cracks going through it. It's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
And it's got kind of that low fret.
Yeah, but the 64 is the sweet spot. I'm gonna
That's the
find
George
one.
Harrison machine.
It is, and I had a 64 Vox AC30 as well that I sold. I was flipping gear for a while, so like what was cool was I got to play a lot of gear, but I couldn't afford to keep it, So I had some really cool shit pass through here. I had like some old Marshall cabs with fully greenbacks from '68. Fantastic. And that's what I was saying before, where you wish the vintage stuff was not as good.
Yeah.
It is. It sucks, but it is. A lot of it is. Some of it's hype, but like I had a '66 Princeton, Fender Princeton, and then a like '76. And the '66 was fantastic. And if you had a '76, you might as well buy a new one. They sounded about the same. So
There's some cool little diamonds in the rough. Like I had this cool experience where we have a buddy, Gavin Coe, who is
Do you know
one of those
Gavin
yourself.
Coe?
Gavin
I know
Coe.
Gavin Coe.
Yeah.
Plays with Liz Bola.
Great guitar
used to.
player. Me and Clay went to Avon Lake with him, and he he buys and sells gear like it's nobody's business. And he just had this '84 Les Paul, which like, dude, like if I was ever gonna look for a Les Paul, I would just be like, I would never be like, I'm gonna go for an '84 Les Paul.
Right.
I was not even a Les Paul custom guy, which is what it was, like the ebony fretboard, the black. I figured if I would buy one, it'd be like a Sunburst. But he just had this thing, and he's like, just so you know, I have this, and I'm gonna flip it. But I'd rather have you buy it, so I can maybe buy it back from you someday. And I played it, and I played it just because of what I had. I was like, oh yeah, you can play through this, and you can use my pedal board just because we were just hanging. I'm like, I'll just play it through my twin clean. I don't really need anything. We're just jamming, And playing it clean through that my twin, I was just like, wow. It's like a vibe machine. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And if only it could stay in tune, then it would be my like.
So I've had like 15 to 20 SGs. The 64 was my favorite. I've had 3 2011s that were fantastic guitars. 3 of them in a row. So and they're much cheaper than the vintage stuff. So if you're looking for just a player, they're fantastic. It's they still have the big bat wing pick guards, so they don't look like the real vintagey ones. But
I like the Batwing pick guard.
But they play fantastic. They played fantastic.
And it's just curious. So 64 has at least a little bit thicker neck.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more beef if you're going from fretboard to the back. That type of depth. I think 65 is when they narrowed the nut width.
Yeah.
And you get that type of vibe with it. But the 64, they beefed that up a little bit, and it's just, it was perfect. I should not have sold that guitar. I called the guy a month and a half later, and he's like, I sold it, but if you ever find it, let me know. I'm like, I'm not going to let you know.
That's funny. There's that cool thing about it, too, where it's kind of like the spiritual thing, where it's like there's only one of that tree. And it's like
it is.
And Flea, the man himself, said it best when they made a reissue of his 62 P bass, I think it is, and in the promo video for the reissue, he's talking about the actual 61 or 62 that's based off of, and he's like, "This is my favorite bass." He's like, I guess it's just been a bass so long it stopped being a tree long ago. And it's just yeah, honestly, you're right, it's crazy.
It just settles in, man. The same thing happens with the old amps. You get into the speakers that have been played for 50 years, and they just, that's one thing I wanted to do. That 64 AC30 was my favorite amp that I've played. And I would not have thought, I like Marshalls, I like the hard rock sound, but the sweetness and tone. But I wanted to do a side-by-side with a new one, and I never did it. I'll get another 64. It's actually a dude that lives a quarter mile down the road, and he had 2 of them. He was selling his spare, and I bought his spare. I sold it to Cheryl Crow's Guitar Tech. Yeah, he lives down in Columbus. He buys all my expensive gear. When I get expensive gear, I call him first.
All right.
What are you playing out of right now, Josh?
Right now, I got a PRS Special Semi-Hollow, it's called, or the Special Semi-Hollow 22. Just flows right off the tongue. But I got that rolling into Tone King Imperial, which is like it's like modeled after a deluxe reverb, but it has an attenuator on the back, so I can like, you know, crank kind of the voltage of it and play with the volume knob more, and then it has a lead channel on it, which I don't know. I'm not into amps enough to know what the I think the lead channel changes what amp it's based. I think it's based more off of a tweed amp than when it goes to that. But
what volts is the range of the?
Oh, I don't know. I think it goes all the way. The max is 30, and I think it all goes all the way down to 5.
Whoa,
so I think, you know, do the math and divide it by whatever.
Yeah.
But it's great. I love it. And then, you know, like, it's weird. Some nights if I don't have enough time to sound check in like a room, still it's just kind of like, you got to adjust it. And there's no mid knob, so you kind of have to treat it in a different way. But I'm really happy with the guitar I have right now, and hopefully it'll have to be like the last like stage guitar I ever play with. I still like love playing Les Pauls and Tellys and Strats and getting into that zone. But like, we tried doing the thing where it's like I switch guitars and it just takes so long on stage, and it's like you wish you can't just do that in the middle of a jam or something. So basically, like, long story short, like 2 years ago, I was just like, I'm gonna finally get myself like this do-it-all like PRS. I was gonna get a artist package 509, which is like this. If you know about it, you know about it. It just had, you know, a humbucker, single humbucker. I was like, yeah, this will be the do-it-all guitar. I'm gonna get it in a natural finish, so it'll look kind of like Trey on a Stage's guitar, but it'll kind of look like Jerry, and it'll kind of look like Bob Weir, and it'll kind of sound like all three of them if I want to. I'm like, it'll be perfect. And I put in the order, and like, long story short, because of COVID, they were just like, yeah, wood shortage. Your guitar will probably not be able to be made for another 2 years. And I was like,
holy shit.
I was just like, give me my money back. Give me my money back. And I took it back. But then the next day I saw on Reverb, they started making this guitar a standard issue, which it was just like a one-off that, like, you know, they do this like guitar of the month thing where it's like this like one-off, and that people liked it. So it's like, you know, standard PRS scale length, 25 inches, so it's halfway between a Gibson and a Fender, and it's got a little bit of semi-hollow. It's got a little bit of, you know, like, it's got humbuckers, single humbucker, but then split coils, and in the middle you can use the neck and bridge pickup, so it's not just the middle on its own, so it kind of gets
five-way switch.
Yeah, 5-way switch, and the only thing, it's 5-way switch, then just in the middle, it's the neck and bridge humbucker, so you can get the Tele kind of, or Gibson kind of middle pickup sound, and I'm like, perfect. So, and it was in the natural finish, and it was the same price that I had just laid down for the last year waiting.
Cool, man.
So
That's
like,
good luck.
Yeah, I know. And so it's just is like, even on days when it's like not like if we're acting well, I'm just like, it's like there's nothing that can possibly do everything in the same way that it does it. And, you know, it's cool for as many. It has 12 different combinations, and sometimes I just play on one for like a whole set. Sometimes I'll use them all, and it's just as like it's cool that it can do both. It can do both, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the freedom to go there if you want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have gigs lined up past tomorrow?
Yes.
You mentioned taking a break, so I didn't know how soon that
Yeah,
was.
we got November 20th at the Winchester.
November 20th, yeah.
That we're doing like a dead show type thing.
Oh,
You know?
cool. We'll be there.
With
Me-
our
me-
friends,
Me and my girlfriend will be there.
Tight.
Dude,
We're
we
looking
did
for
it
something to
once
do
before.
that night because our birthdays are the 22nd and 23rd.
Nice. Oh yeah, it'll be great.
And so I made sure I didn't book any. I'm not playing any gigs that night. We're taking the night off and doing something fucking cool. And you just told me what we're gonna do.
We got Mike Abadini on keys.
Oh,
Josh
man.
Leslie on drum 2.
I've had him with New Moon Rising before, man.
Josh
Oh, yeah?
Leslie?
No, sorry, Mike
Mike
Abadini.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
He was with you guys?
He played one show with us. He, our like brother band, you could call it. They were called
Essential Groove with
yeah.
Marufe.
Mhm.
I meant to ask
yeah.
when you were talking about playing with Five. I'm like, you could probably play with Essential Groove and play
yeah.
with
Mhm.
and stuff.
I just
Yeah,
keep burping.
the Essential
That's
Groove.
right,
We did a show at the Foundry with them, actually. You just mentioned the Foundry or something. We did that with them. We played our like own festival, the Sugar Bush Festival. That it wasn't like a public thing. It was just like on our singer's dad's land. We just did it one year, and the Tom Catleys played that one too. It was the three of us that played that. Yeah, Mike Abadini.
Oh, that'll be the
badass.
night. And we got
He's insane.
our friends in Strobe
Good
Light
singer,
Casualties. opening that one too.
Oh yeah, I was introduced to them when they opened. When they
At
played
the
the Grav
Grav
shop.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're great.
They're good.
Fantastic.
That'll be awesome too.
They're good. I want to gotta meet one of those guys because I'd love to get them in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're about it.
They're cool too.
Cool.
And me and Clay
They're
went
about
to school with one of the guys. But then, oh my God, yeah, we did this Grateful Dead thing once before, where it's kind of like, you know, it's awesome. It's like Ultimate Fantasy. We get to play with the two drummer thing, and Josh Leslie, who he went to school with. Clay, that's how he knows.
He's in Land of Panda.
He's in Land of Panda.
Oh yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah.
He's like insane, and they study the two drummer thing, and they have it nailed. And
They own
it. Nice.
You guys know how Mike is. Like Mike's my coworker, and he so he just like, I don't know. Anytime you get a chance to play with Mike, it's just as like, it's like you can fly, man.
Yeah, and that first one, Ben, the sound guy at the Winchester, he has that first one we did recorded. So we heard like some of the soundboard audio. Oh, it's wild.
That's awesome.
It's
Sweet.
something else.
What are you doing on the 20th, Chuck? You gonna be in town?
I will be in town. Yeah, I'm not leaving till I don't know whenever Thanksgiving. I leave Black Friday.
Cool. That's a 26th.
6th,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, then we have December 11th at Otis's Cruising.
Otis's
We've never
Cruising.
been there.
Otis's Cruise.
Yeah, I've
I'm
not
not
heard of
familiar
that
with
place.
that. Where's that at?
Sounds fun.
Cleveland, West Side, somewhere.
Cool. Is that a new venue?
I don't think so.
Otis's drive-through?
Cruising.
Cruising. Why did I just go
Similar.
straight to drive-through?
No, it's like similar.
Similar, yeah.
Cruising, drive-thru.
So it's-
Diners, dives. And then December, what is it, 16th? December 16th or 17th?
It doesn't sound like a break at all.
The break
yeah,
starts
still
in
playing.
January.
Okay.
Break starts in January. December 17th, I think. We're at Beachland Tavern with Things and
Things,
Funkademic, who I haven't seen either of them. I'm hyped.
Things
Funkademic
used to be
just
person,
sounds good.
places, things.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm thinking of the right people, and now they're just things. Or I might be thinking of something
That's awesome.
completely different.
I've heard good things
Yeah,
about
right.
Things.
Oh yeah.
It's the 17th.
Funkademic, that they must be new.
They're out of Erie.
Oh,
Here in
all right.
Pennsylvania
Erie.
with a
There we
PH.
go.
I don't know if they're fishy, but I'm gonna have to ask them. You can't have a PH in the name and
Yeah.
You
not get
can.
asked.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
yeah, you'll get asked. You don't have to necessarily do it, but you're going to
Switching
get
the
asked.
F to a PH,
Yeah.
you gotta get
The
asked.
English language has been doing that for a long time.
True.
It's a thing.
I gotta be that podcast guy. I've seen a million podcasts, and I always thought I would never be that guy. So where's the bath?
All right. Go out the door, go back up the stairs,
All right.
and you're going to head straight down the hall. It'll be on your left.
Cool.
Dog will
See
say
you guys.
hi. I think my wife's home, too.
All right, sounds good.
She's nice. Don't worry. She doesn't bite.
She's not scary.
Yeah.
Promise.
We're gonna be maybe getting some office space to be doing these in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, my wife's like, I didn't realize that people I don't know would be here.
Oh,
you know, I was
wow.
like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Luckily, office
cool.
space is dirt cheap because everybody's working from home. So they're
Yeah.
trying to clear out little offices. So it's like, it's definitely affordable.
And we've got the drive to do it. We've got the social media, the website, the YouTube channel. We've got it ready to launch.
Yeah.
Just waiting. We're doing the content now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like invites to like pages, and then you go there, and they're like coming soon, something like, oh, well, what are you? Like, so
Yeah.
so when we start promoting,
When we tell people to go there, you're going to be there.
Oh yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
We'll hype it up, man.
Oh, yeah.
If it's like if it's past our gigs too, it'll be the main thing that we
Yeah.
hype up.
I mean, this might be out, and like the gigs we're talking about now, they're gonna be long gone.
Yeah.
They'll be
Sure, yeah.
legendary.
Then
Right.
this will be the main thing for us for months. We'll be riding this out. We'll be like,
So, who are some of your close musician friends or band friends in the scene that would make a good guest here that maybe we're not hip to yet? Definitely want to have Leah's group in here.
yeah,
I want to have a whole like kind of Love Fest promo for next year too. I've been involved with that.
Yeah.
It's a festival that's on Chardon Square where
Okay.
where I grew up.
Yeah.
I've known her since high school, and I've tried to be involved with this festival every year. And it's like a day long thing, and it's free and Awesome music, awesome vendors, all day.
Yeah, she's got the date lined up.
Oh yeah, I'm so
June
excited.
25th. I think January 1st, she's putting out the band applications. So,
Cool. I did stage manager
Yeah,
2
she's
years ago.
Yeah.
Assistant stage manager the year before that. You remember my friend Russell Jones?
Yeah.
He did it with me.
Russell
But,
is killing it with his drone business lately.
Jones
Let's
drones.
have him
Yeah.
on here just to
Oh,
talk about
absolutely.
drones.
Yeah.
I almost wore that shirt today.
He
but I
almost
just-
hit Steve with the drone.
he knew what he was doing.
He was right in
No,
our
he was
face.
good. He was.
He does. Isn't
just-
it
Yeah.
weird playing with a drone in
Yeah,
your face?
yeah,
though?
it was weird.
When he was
Like,
first getting real good, he hit me on purpose too, but it was
Oh.
just like boom.
It's weird because those little propellers are so powerful. You know, like I'm a bigger dude, and like it got close to me, it sucked me in. It's like he wasn't trying to hit me or nothing. It didn't really go that close, but it did, and I felt this force like shoving me towards the drone. I was like, whoa, jeez.
Yeah.
It was special. He was good. He was taking that thing like miles in the
You
air.
first met him at a lettuce show. You guys know lettuce?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were
Lettuce.
Lettuce show.
Oh,
That's
lettuce.
gonna be my next YouTube drum cover on my other YouTube channel.
It's gonna be our next guest in here. No, could not.
Lettuce, that'd be fantastic. I'll have to get more mics.
No, but I guess like another one of our like brother bands, the Chewy Center. I'm
Chewy
sure.
Center,
I'm sure
yeah.
they'd be really cool to interview.
I've been seeing that name. were they at that same show? It
They
was.
were,
It
yeah.
was.
Play with them live.
Yeah.
They headlined it.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we had to leave like right after you guys, so we didn't get to see what they even do. What's their style?
They're a jam band also.
Cool.
Jam
More
funk.
funky than
I
Grav.
think
Okay.
I think in their bio they say space disco.
Space.
Yeah.
I like that
All right.
Yeah.
Cool,
description.
man.
That
Yeah,
sounds
they're very dancey.
fantastic.
They write great tunes, you know. They got good singing,
Mm-hmm.
chops all around.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds like right up my
The
alley.
Chewy Center. Yeah.
Chewy Center.
Yeah. We love playing with Rubik's Groove.
Oh yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah. Everyone in that band is always supported Grav. We try and support them all
Hell yeah.
as well.
We're on the topic of Grav adjacent bands.
Yeah.
Bands we should be on the lookout for.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
There's
guys,
this
you
band
guys-
Flourish.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, Flourish is cool. They're post rock. Do you know about post rock?
I do not know about post rock. I'm old
Post
though.
rock?
How would you describe post rock?
What's that
It's
like?
moody.
The Strokes?
Yeah, shit. I don't know, man. They're
Jerome's Dream is the main post rock band.
Drome Stream.
Jerome's Dream.
Jerome's Dream.
Yeah.
Drome's Dream.
after rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I would explain it.
But they're
I
cool.
mean,
And yeah, I'm really good friends with Cam, the bass player. And the reason I'm bringing it up, too, is they just played at Coda with Danny Shipley.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
Yeah.
The,
it was
the only
Dave
reason I
Shipley
laughed when you
trio
said it was because
Flourish.
I thought we were talking about Grav adjacent fans, and then when you said that, I'm like, yeah, that works too.
But that's this awesome
We can
thing,
say both.
man.
More Grav adjacent, or looking for more people to bring in here, like podcast
Who
worthy
needs to be
bands.
promoted?
You know what's a
Yeah.
good description of the post rock sound? You guys know the song that plays at the end of 28 Days Later?
Yeah.
That
Not off the top of my
that
head.
slow build. You know that slow bit like. That's like the post rock sound.
Okay.
Kinda
It's
like
cool. Yeah.
Is
a
it more?
riff
Is
that
it soul?
builds. Huh?
Is it soulful
It's yeah.
It's kind of ambient.
and modern?
Yeah.
It's a little ambient.
Okay. Not is it melody?
It's instrumental.
It's like yeah.
Oh, okay.
riffs
But
that
they're about to add
build.
vocals.
Really? Oh, jeez, I don't know that.
They are, yeah, but they've been getting like more and more shows.
I've thought, I mean, if they're auditioning, I've thought at their shows, I'm like, I know exactly what kind of vocal will go over this.
You guys have any new bands you're listening to right now? Like popular or Cleveland?
I mean, obviously, like, and we've never even like really talked to these guys, but like my favorite Cleveland band is Oregon Space Trail Doom.
Oh my
I
god.
feel like that's a lot of people's.
Yeah. See, I only know the drummer from that band.
Yeah.
But I would love to get them in here.
Yeah, it's like I know about all of them, and I've like said like hi to them briefly, but we've never like really like
Yeah, I'm friends with Facebook.
talked.
I'm
Yeah,
friends
we're
on
longtime
Facebook.
friends.
Yeah.
There was one time when I said the bass player's name. He was outside after a gig. I said it into the air like about 3 times, and I gave up. I was like, he was talking to me, so I'm like, Nick. And then like he just keeps talking, and I'm just like,
Did you
I'm
see
like,
that?
fuck. I'm like, I'll try again.
I don't think he's in the band anymore.
Okay, well then let's cut that part out.
I think we got Trevor
They do a little snip.
Really?
from Zip Zap
Oh,
he's
that's
playing with him
interesting.
now.
at the
But-
end. There.
Interesting. Well, Zip Zap is
Zip
is
Zap's
also
gone.
like they're underrated as fuck, and they kick ass.
Zip zap. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
it's kind of hard to find because it's ZIP-ZAPP.
Okay.
So that's important. That's what it threw me off for a while. But
You know where they're from?
they're from Cleveland. I'm pretty sure.
Sandusky
They moved
area.
away
Sandusky.
though.
Yeah, I mean they
They
moved
live
away.
in Nashville now.
Oh.
But
all right.
Avery, the drummer in the Dreamcatchers, was also in Zip Zap.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like
Great
they connect.
band, great tunes. They
And then-
also played that night that we saw you guys
Yeah, they
there.
played
It was
it.
it was Blue
It
Collar
was
Coalition.
Grav, Blue Collar,
Grav
Zip
and
Zap.
Zip Zap, and like it was funny because I actually looked up the Blue Collar stuff. I'm like, okay, they're sweet, but I didn't even. I was like Zip Zap. I'm like, yeah, I don't have time to look them up. And, like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Sometimes you see a band name and you're like, I'm just gonna have to skip that
When
one.
you thought we were a DJ, I thought we were a DJ. No, it was just. But then we got there, and I'm like, oh, they're sweet. They got great tunes for days, vibe for days.
Dude, you never know what people are like thinking or trying to represent when they make a band's name. It's so hard to judge based off of a band name, and it's wrong too. But like I'm guilty.
That's so funny that you said that Grav sounds like a DJ name because I feel like that might be we've been accidentally booked at some all DJ.
Twice.
Well, there you go.
lineups.
Like,
That
Yes.
was no accident.
Well, I don't know.
We're like, yeah.
There's
we'll
case
play.
in point right there.
It's
I
just
thought you
funny.
guys were a
Like-
frickin' DJ.
It's this funny thing where it's like it happened once where it's like we do our little rock thing, then there's a DJ, and then there's another band, but like way more on like the reggae side, and then it's just DJ, and then DJ, and it got to the point where it's a full on rave, and I'm like, that's so crazy. We played our little rock thing when there was like back when there was 20 people here.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why did they book us? But it's like, hey, we had fun.
Oh man, yeah, I've been involved in some of those like rave in one room, rock in the other kind of things.
Yeah.
It doesn't really go over well
It's like.
for the rock part anyway.
No.
I know, it's like kind of a bump. It's like, how do you compete with that, you know? It's like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys-
We did that. We did like a three city thing with Wanyama,
Uh-huh.
and then like 3 DJs, and did like we played to like each other, and like there's a rave in the other.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, I'm just like, well, in here, people are like, you know, it's like, what are you going to do?
Just got to pass out glow sticks or something.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You've been playing with Apostle Jones, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
really?
done a few gigs with them.
Yeah, they're the hottest band in the land.
I guess without thinking, when you really think about it, yeah.
Yeah. How's that been?
We're doing some cool things, man. You know.
I'm going to have you
Playing
on the
guitar?
other side of the table soon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm thinking of just
You
like
getting
a
Mikey
one-on-one
in
with
here?
Mikey. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like the second string guitarist. We'll say like.
And who, Tyler is the other one, or?
No, Tyler.
He's
When
not.
when Tyler left the band, I came in,
Okay.
but I'm pretty busy. So this other guy, Alex Zinni, who he's amazing. He's from Willoughby, and I used to play shows with him when he sang with a band called Bro Dylan.
Okay.
And,
That's great.
Yeah, and he so he's the guitarist right now. Sometimes we'll have 2 guitars, and sometimes it'll just be me. But he's doing some good songwriting, man. These songs are real good, and they're things you get to, as a guitarist, you get to just like sit back on stage and let the song happen, and you're like in it, and it's almost like you're killing it. You slay, but it's like you don't even have to slay for it to be a killer performance. And so the goal is like to have a 12-person band. That's his goal.
That's the master plan.
Oh, man.
That's
Can you name the band? So it's
The 12
Mikey.
apostles.
oh my God! It's his master plan that he's gonna take over the world.
who's all in now? I know there's
Um,
Mikey, Jessica,
Yeah.
Todd.
Todd's still in?
Yeah, Todd's the bass player. Like I'm also like one of the backup bass players if like that's needed. We got Bert playing drums and Alex guitar. We got Eric Levine playing trumpet, badass,
Nice.
and Charlie Wilson on saxophone. You all might know him as Lox and Cream Cheese Bagel on Facebook.
Is he in one yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a singer and the saxophone player. Man. Yeah.
Beachland Ballroom Mastermind also.
Sound guy, bartender. Yeah, and an inspiration. Let's not forget that. Charlie's the shit.
Oh yeah.
And then 3 backup singers.
Yeah.
And,
That's Dude, I know. It's funny. I know.
and then Mikey on keys. I really think he wants to just sing, and so But like as a songwriter, you want to play. You know what I mean? But so for as hot as Apostle Jones is right now, it's kind of still in the infancy of the grand idea.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, so I've been really sitting back on it too, and like just being a passenger, and it's so much fun to just even be associated.
Yeah, and every time I see Apostle Jones, like it's getting bigger and bigger and more intense to watch. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. The last big one I missed. I was at a wedding in West Virginia, Halloween weekend last weekend, and they played that at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
The day after Foo Fighters did that secret show. Well, not secret. I keep saying secret show because I'm so bummed out that like I found out about it after it was sold out. They're one of my favorite bands. I got a Foo Fighters tattoo, for God's sake.
Let's see it.
That's on his back of his neck.
Oh, from the album. Is that from In Your Honor?
No, that's
The
from
first
Nothing
album.
Left to Lose, third album.
Oh, really?
That's the album that like made me want to really be a musician.
And then he joined a Chili Peppers tribute.
No, I did a Foo Fighters tribute when I was in college.
Really?
We were called Arlandria.
Dude, that's nice. I
That's
found
what
out
I've been listening to.
with what
I've been listening to Color and
for In
Shape.
Your Honor.
No,
Color and
I
Shape.
That's In Your Honor.
Color and
Yeah.
Shape. I've been listening to that
Well, yeah,
album
I mean,
since like before I
I'd
could
always
jerk off.
seen it. My mom had it.
Color and Shape. That's like
I don't know why, but I was sleeping on it, and like that's been one of like my main albums.
Dude,
You
it's
can
got
read it
some.
all.
It's
That's
got
the
some
only one I have on
grooves,
CD.
man.
Really?
Enough space on that album. man.
Yeah.
That is like.
that's the Scream song. Bro. I'm so pissed. I found out, dude. I work at the Rock Hall.
Oh, cool.
I do,
didn't know
and
that.
I found out. Okay, I finally gotten 2 days off in a row for the first time like in months, and on one of the days I had off, it was like we had our big meeting that everyone's supposed to Zoom into, and I'm like, I'm allowed to miss out on this meeting because it's my day off. So I was like, I'm missing out. That was the meeting. We're in it. They're like, secret Foo Fighters show. If you guys want to go, email us. And like, I was just like, I'm off today. I didn't see the fucking thing. Yeah, but I couldn't. I probably wouldn't have made it.
My friend,
You can't think like
my
that.
my childhood like musical friend from he does music in LA now. He sent me an Instagram message. It was the poster, oh not the poster. It was their Instagram post that said like, show in Cleveland, October 28th, House of Blues, and I'm like, that's fake. Like, that's not real. I would have known about that first of all. House of Blues is way too small for them. They're like, he's like, it's from their official Instagram. I don't know what. So I'm like.
I would have
Oh,
thought the same
shit.
thing, but when Green Day got inducted, they did the same thing.
Really? I never
They
knew
played
that.
at the House of Blues. It was very limited.
I tried to go.
I got shut out on Ticketmaster. I was furious.
Oh, man. I only saw Green Day one time, and it was when I was 15 years old at Warped Tour. And
In the flats, when they used to do it in the flats?
yeah, Nautica.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've only seen them once too. It was a Revolution Radio tour. Blossom.
Did you ever see the Chili Peppers?
I saw them one time, 06 Halloween.
Stadium Arcadium.
Stadium
tour.
Arcadium with the Mars Volta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I-
awesome.
I have someone I work one of my coworkers was there. Was the Mars Volta bad? Or was
Yeah.
She said like Mars Volta was bad. It sucked.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
mean, it was basically one 45-minute jam, and yeah, I mean, I really wish I
Well,
had
hey,
something good to say.
yeah,
about it.
kudos to them
Right.
for doing that. But dude, John Frusciante.
The Widow was like their first real mainstream. I guess their only like mainstream song. The Mars Volta. You know this song, The Widow?
No.
No, I've seen. I haven't really listened to them enough. I've seen.
Yeah, they're amazing. Like the Mars Volta is awesome. That's the only song they kind of got to be on the radio, but I mean they weren't ever really going for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, the show was a little disappointing. I remember the bus ride home. We took like a party bus there. We were talking about bands that would have been more qualified to be the openers. Yeah, and it was either Maroon 5 or Franz Ferdinand. Because at the time, Maroon 5 was still a funk rock band. You know, they weren't
they were
like
slaying it, dude. This low.
I like Franz Ferdinand too.
Yeah.
Dude, Franz Ferdinand kicks ass. Before I could play guitar, my mom thought I was like a prodigy musician because I learned how to play Take Me Out on Guitar Hero without looking at the screen. I memorized it and I was like, Mom, check this out. And I would wait until the big drop happens when it drops on the riff, and then I turned right away from the screen. I was like, poof. I was like, yeah, I have a good
That's one that'll stand the test of time.
Where was the bathroom?
There's no one.
Out the door when you go
Ask
up
the kind
stairs.
woman.
Yeah, just go straight down the whole time.
Wolf Mother was the other one.
Yes,
Ooh, yeah.
dude. This
Wolfmother was supposed to be
you
the
can't-
next Led Zeppelin.
You can't leave when they're talking about Wolf Mother.
I made the
Man.
mistake of doing back-to-back podcasts without pissing in between. I will not do that anymore.
I got something really funny.
Okay.
I
alright.
just want to say something really funny about Wolf Mother. when their first record came out, I rented it from the library when I was a child, and it smelled fucking terrible. It just smelled like a 25-year-old bag of sour cream and onion chips. It was disgusting. Like as soon as I don't know why. I was living in Elyria at the time, and it was Elyria Public Library. But God, it smelled awful.
I'm so sorry that that's connected to your memory of that epic
Great album. I
yeah.
loved it, man. I still listen to it to this day. But
I bought that one. That was one of the last CDs I think I bought. Before streaming started.
I'm gonna go listen to that album on the ride home.
so good.
That's so funny though.
It smelled like sour cream, dude.
Some Wolf Mother fan, just like, his car smelled like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But like the library CD cases, they're different. They're some weird.
Yeah.
They're not jewel cases.
Yeah.
They're not cardboard, but it's something, dude.
Oh, that's too funny.
So I always
But
think
also
about
sad.
that. But
While
also,
we're waiting for Josh, I want to give another shout out to Basement's
Trader.
Trader.
Yeah.
Chuck Kaminsky,
Thank you.
Painesville, Ohio. He's got used gear, he's got setups, and he can order you some new gear as well. He's an authorized dealer of a lot of stuff, including these Audio-Technica microphones. And he's the man.
Yeah.
And he's got a 335 from 74, from what I've heard.
Yes, he does. It's I think he's got pictures of it he just put on Facebook. It's
Tobacco
it's a
Sunburst, I hear.
It's a sweet guitar. He just put a thing on a post today. Dead Nuts original. He went through it finally because I think he took it on trade for something and was like, yeah, it looks good, but really went through it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm a believer ever since I bought that 84 Les Paul. It's like, find those undesirable Gibson years.
The 64 SG I had the pickups swapped, and they were the tarback pickups from the mid-'70s. They were fucking killer.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of those.
So they were heavy. They have you look at the back of them and they have tar on them. They did that to try and kill the microphonics instead of doing the wax dip. It had tar, but it was hardened.
so
It was like
rock
a
and roll.
resin, And the other thing that was nice was they were heavy, so you don't get that neck dive that SGs like to do.
Yeah?
It kept the
It-
weight
it
down at the
didn't do
body.
that?
It kept the weight down at the body. So some tarback mid-'70s pickups
Grabsies.
were fantastic.
thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and then I don't know, just some of the stuff in the Norlin era. Some of
Yeah.
the stuff they did made sense. They had the volute on the back of the nut.
Yes.
Or the back of the headstock. It's
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
they solved the problem.
It's gonna break here unless we do this.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
and everybody's got their nose up I can't have
they're
that.
they're like, can you take that off?
Yeah, please no volute. I will take half value.
So Josh, we learned while you were gone that Wolf Mother CDs sound like stale sour
No, they
cream.
smell like sour cream.
Yeah.
You know that story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that'll.
Oh yeah.
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 Cool.
I love their first album. I love Cosmic Egg.
Oh yeah.
We can just stop right there.
Okay. All right. Enough Wolf Mother.
I know what you're gonna say.
No one's gonna say anything.
So when I listened to you guys, I listened to your whole album, and then Spotify took me to the Lennon Claypool Delirium afterwards,
No
which was
kidding.
really cool. I was like, yes, like I dig this.
Yeah, I love them.
See,
But it was great that it took from you guys to them. I was like,
Yeah,
all
because
right.
there's like the Grav radio on Spotify, and like fans also like list. There's only Oregon Space Trail of Doom and Rubik's Groove. Just those two.
Hell yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, so that's
awesome.
cool.
I love
Yeah.
it when they bunch them together. You guys know the Rosies?
Yeah.
So when like we're getting the Rosies in here, and when I remember listening to them, their radio, it was all Cleveland bands, some Columbus bands too. I'm like, I love that Spotify's doing this. They're recognizing scenes and it's like geographic areas.
Not
And,
all
like,
algorithms are evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's one thing that's I'll say cool about, because I guess you could. There's like that whole. I guess you can define like the Oregon Space Trail and like the Zip Zap and the Lennon Claypool sound as like people call it space rock kind of, or sorry, it's not space rock.
Psych rock.
Psych rock.
Psych rock.
My bad. Psych rock. And it's like that's kind of like a big scene that's happening in you almost there, at least for a couple of years, back when touring was shows were happening a lot more pre-COVID. It was like I almost went as far as to say like, is this the Cleveland sound kind of? It's like a lot of psych rock bands out here, and I think it's really awesome how even though we're not that. Like that scene is so inviting, and like they like see that like it's like we're willing to like play bluegrass for a second, then also just like have spacey noises.
You guys still have the elements. I mean, the
Right.
psych rock is like starting to become this umbrella, and like there's parts and bits of every genre that like are psych rock.
It's
like,
a vibe.
I
It's-
think like
Yeah.
Scene Magazine even said like Apostle Jones was like psychedelic rock. It's not, but
There's psychedelic moments in the show, though.
yeah,
sure.
dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You put lights on the show, you got a psychedelic show.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Can I do a quick story about Lennon Claypool Delirium? Oh my god! All right, so Workout Festival 2019, like right before COVID, that summer, they were on there. It was kind of a smaller crowd than like it has been. It was the 10th workout, like phasing out. It's kind of lost its steam a little bit. But Lennon Claypool Delirium was on it. Corey Wong's solo band was on it.
Oh.
And so Corey Wong's solo band plays like, fuck yeah. Lennon Claypool Delirium's like after a band on the other set. And so I go, this is one of the few times I've ever got VIP. So I go back and like do whatever and like come back. And there's only like 75 people there. Like in front of the main stage while Lennon Claypool Delirium is about to start, and I just kind of like walk up to the front row, and I'm like 20 feet from Les Claypool,
That's
and like with my friend Ted Usini who also plays. You guys know Acrylic Grooves?
yeah.
Yeah,
plays
We
keys.
played with them.
Okay, he plays keys with them now. And then so like after just a couple songs, Corey Wong walks up right behind us. He's like watching the show with us.
dude. Fuck yeah, Corey Wong.
And dude, fuck yeah, let me tell you about Sean Lennon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, better guitarist than John Lennon for sure. You never see John Lennon play guitar like that. And the voice, I don't know if he's like manipulating it to sound just like his dad, but he sounds just like John Lennon.
He's great. And how does he write songs like that? Like stay so true to his spirit too.
I don't know.
Fantastic.
Both their albums are killer.
If you ever get a chance, don't skip that show.
Yeah,
I saw them. I saw that was the second time I saw them. I saw them at the Voodoo Fest in New Orleans.
Was that one of the years that Essential Groove was still around or no?
No.
Because Mike's told me some stories about playing some workouts, and he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of cool." Because he's
cool.
like such like an out. He plays everything, and the fact that like he only has dipped his toes into the jam band scene accidentally from being Essential Groove. He's like, "Yeah, I got to talk to like Humphreys McGee. They're really cool." Like, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, They're cool. That they edged us out twice to play that. They had this thing at the Beachland every year called Road to the Workout, and they do it in like Cincinnati and Columbus too. And like a local band gets to go play on that, the small stage, and like be backstage and that's cool. I was a little jealous.
A little.
Oh yeah.
But they deserved it, man. Those guys were real good.
What were you gonna say?
Oh,
You were talking about Claypool Lennon?
yeah. I've seen him 3 times.
Cool.
And
cool.
one time I saw him at the Peach Festival in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and
Is that Pigeons? No, there's his dome. Is
It's,
Peaches?
it's kind of the Almond Brothers.
Peaches, yeah, and like Trey Anastasio played,
right.
and String Cheese Incident. But during their set, they like brought the darkness, and all these dark clouds came in. It started to rain, and they played like in the Court of the Crimson King.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was there,
Right
in
when the rain started?
yeah, I was there in the zone, and they just like brought this darkness upon the festival. And
That's awesome.
it was intense.
Wow, man.
Wow, what happened?
I think the best show I've ever seen was Primus when they did the Chocolate Factory tour.
I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We were both there.
Holy
The
yeah.
Masonic
shit.
Auditorium.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
It's like Primus greatest hits with a black backdrop,
Uh-huh.
intermission, and then you're in the fucking candy factory.
I know, and then little encore with 3 more Primus songs. Like, here you go, or 2. I don't know.
Like just the change of tone, the way that thing switched at intermission. You're like, all right,
The way they
Let's
do
open
those
up,
songs
man.
is intense.
it is.
Yeah, it was worthwhile. Like, I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, that was a really cool show. That was one of my favorites as far as like an indoor thing. Festivals are
I know,
cool
it's
as
so
hell,
cool that
but
it was there, too.
yeah.
That's a good venue. It was Humphreys and Big Something last time I was there. Were you guys at that one?
No, I
It
remember
was
when
like
that show happened,
2018,
though.
I think. And it was the second time in 1 month because that Big Something, because they played at the Beachland with like some Youngstown band. I don't remember. Damn. But
Not Tropidelic.
no,
Yeah.
Tropidelic.
Aren't they like the Youngstown band?
No, they're a Cleveland band.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We might be getting them in here. I was talking about. I've known those guys since 2008. I've seen then. That's the hardest working band I've ever seen in my entire life. Tropidelic.
Props to them. They do work hard.
Yeah.
They never stopped. Like it. Even when it seems like they were getting big, like they're broke. And that's the way it is. And but I think they've broken through to a pretty big platform right now.
Yeah, I saw them getting booked on some pretty big, like, out-of-state
Yeah,
festivals.
and they were 311 like took them on tour, and they were on the 311 cruise.
Yeah, that's where they are right now, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or on their way back from.
Nice.
Nice.
Good for them.
Oh yeah.
I think we live by a guy in Tropidelic.
Yeah.
In Ohio
we-
City?
Yeah, because
There's a car that's covered in their flyers.
and then like there's always parties at this house. There's always like shitload of people there. So we wondered.
How close? Like, you're not
On
talking
Bailey.
We'll on our way home we'll show you.
on Bailey, so that, in that little strip?
Yeah,
That
there's
one?
There's a car parked outside that was covered in
Oh no,
Tropidelic
I know the
flyers.
house. That they had valet parking the other day. It's in the middle of Ohio City. It was true.
It's
I
across
was
from the
like,
school.
I was like, there's some wedding happening or whatever? Huh.
Yeah, it was like the flyers for like. Did they just do a song with Lazy Bone?
They just dropped a song. Yeah, and there was a shitload of flyers everywhere.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. They're doing a lot. They're active and like they do it right, and they're innovative too with like their
Oh, yeah.
with their ideas and how they do their marketing. And
They
there's
sound great.
a lot to learn from them, and I mean the core of it all is the sound though, like original and like genre bending all
Yeah.
over the place.
Oh yeah.
And high energy.
Mhm.
It's like you said it the other day, and you weren't even talking about Tropidelic, but it stuck with me. You're like high energy or you're chill, catchy energy, like at the same time. Like that's always gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta,
Contagious energy.
yeah,
That's what
yeah, you gotta have something that people like. They start bobbing their heads, and next thing you know, they're totally fucking into it. And it just takes playing and being around people. It's something tough to do in the studio. It's probably also why I like playing live so much better than in the
Not
studio.
to mention they're all very talented.
That helps.
It's like the whole to put the spirit in the room thing. Like
Yeah.
a stand-up comedian can do it, or like a
Right.
basketball game can do it. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. Some people are just better at
It
doing
comes from all those reps, out there playing all the small shows for the 3 people that show up and still putting the same energy in. If you can do that, then you can do it when the 3 people are engineers.
All right.
It seems like we've stalled here, so I guess we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Episode
listen to some
2.
Yeah.
questions.
Thanks for having us. It's awesome. Your house is awesome.
You made my fucking
Cool,
day
very cool, very
yesterday,
cool.
so of course I'll have you guys over.
Dude, that's sweet. I'm
Right
so glad someone had that sort of experience with it.
100%. 100%. Like, I'm not
Where can
bullshitting
everybody
at all.
find you online?
We're pretty much everywhere.
Facebook. Yeah, almost like everywhere except Twitter. I don't think we don't have Twitter.
Facebook, Instagram.
You guys have a website?
No.
Go to Facebook.
We are working
hey,
on it though.
It
I
doesn't
just
even
haven't
matter
paid the money.
anymore.
It's built. But
Yeah,
I haven't
right,
paid
right,
the
right.
money.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time
We'll
this
see.
is
It's not even that important unless like
True, right.
to get to a certain level. Then like,
Yeah.
cause I feel me personally, I just go to people's Facebook.
Yes.
Like
Me
band-
too.
It gives you the
bands'
most up-to-date
Facebook,
information.
bands.
Like, unless
Right.
it's a huge band, then you go to their website.
Right.
But if it's local, you're going to their Facebook.
And then I guess if there's one thing I could say,
Right.
it's if you're on Spotify, you gotta go Grav. You gotta type in Grav, Grav, space. Because if you just
That's
do
right.
Grav and search, it's all these. It's Gravity John Mayer, and it's
Yes.
like all these other things.
Wu
that-
Tang Clan Gravel Pit.
Yeah, it's like anything but us. But as soon as you hit that space, and it took us a long time to get there. It's like before we
did.
released Hubbub, it was still, dude, it was ridiculous. Even if you searched Grav, space, search, and you scroll, there was no finding. You had to search one of our songs. I know, because there's like, this is not a word.
I found
Like,
it easy
like-
yesterday. I found it easy, so that's good.
Heck yeah, that's nice.
From the link I sent you.
No, so the link he sent me was YouTube. So I was listening. It was the first song on Hubbub. Listening to it, I'm like, all right, this is cool, and I could hear the clapping. It was going to the next song, and then all of a sudden, a commercial comes in, like, "Do you need help with your marketing?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't. I need to listen to the next
Oh, I
goddamn
thought I sent
song."
you their Spotify.
No,
Sorry,
it
my
was
bad.
it was YouTube. So immediately I go, "Fuck!" I yelled "fuck" really loud, and then I went to Spotify. I'm like, I'm starting over because it sounded like it was gonna flow into something else, and I want to catch that
Yeah,
flow.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm so glad I did.
It's a flow type of album. If there's
It
one piece
is.
of
Oh
advice.
man, that was so
A
fun.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you listen to
Yeah.
a piece of it, you might not get it, but as a whole, the whole piece is fantastic.
It was a big decision because it's like okay, do we want this song to really start with like a trace off from the last one? It's like so that if anyone actually just wants to hear this song, they have to hear a little bit of clapping and like a weird bit. It's just like fuck it, like it needs to be there.
It worked for me 1,000%.
Your fans will get it, and if people see you live, they're your fans.
That's right.
Hell yeah,
You guys kill it. Like,
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
yeah, it's very refreshing.
you guys
For
are
sure.
the best.
Cool. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. All right.
Right on.
All right.
Peace, guys.